Let's move on, gentlemen. Let's move to the AFC North, a game at First Energy Field, Mark. I thought it was Cleveland Browns Stadium. What happened with that?
Well, you are the one that likes to throw out the stadium naming quizzes. I
Just
thought
keep
this-
Wes
it's
on
been,
his toes.
Yeah, it's been First Energy for a number of years. I will acknowledge nothing has happened there to grab your attention.
All right. So anyway, it is the home opener for the Browns, and they face the hated Ravens, a team that comes in at 1-0 after shutting down Rex Ryan's Bills in Week 1 in Baltimore. So now we have a game for the Browns where Josh McCown will be a quarterback. Do you think, Mark, McCown will make this a better offense?
I think he does. I think that we've talked since the beginning of training camp that we suspected that McCown was the better all-around quarterback than RG3, and I think that he is. This is a different team than last year's Browns team, but he threw for 457 yards against the Ravens last season early in the year and had a productive game late in the year before he got injured. McCown knows how to run an NFL offense, and he's shown that on multiple teams. For me, though, I look at Baltimore and what they can do against Cleveland's defense. The Eagles controlled the ball for almost 40 minutes of the game last week, and that was not a fluke. That is how things are going to play for this defense if the Cleveland's offense can't stay on the field. I think Baltimore has some of the better weapons for Joe Flacco than he's had in years, going back to the Super Bowl year.
Throughout the offseason and even in the preseason, we said that the Ravens probably have as wide a range of outcome as any team in the league, and they have more questions that need to be answered than any team. In Week 1, they answered almost all of those questions. They had a pass rush. They were in Tyrod Taylor's face all game. They had a plan for Tyrod Taylor. You would have thought Sharice Wright is the best tackling cornerback in the NFL.
That was an insane game.
Zach Orr looks like an upgrade on Darryl Smith at inside linebacker. Brashad Perryman and Mike Wallace are making plays down the field. Terrence West got more than what was blocked in the backfield. Justin Forsett looked good. And I think their offensive line, which is starting 2 rookies on the left side, had a pretty good game. I think the Ravens look like a much better team than we expected.
I agree, but I want to see them against a real offense. I don't know if that's really going to happen this week. They showed that they can dominate a guy that they know about, Tyrod Taylor. He didn't know where the pressure was coming from. They just kept sending and sending. Terrell Suggs didn't look good in that game. Steve Smith didn't look good in that game. So that's 2 key guys they want to come around and look healthy coming off of their injury.
Steve Smith didn't look like a liability.
No, it's really
He's just running shorter routes than he usually
He
does.
did make one nice catch that went out of bounds. And it's like they're still figuring their team out. They're splitting their wide receiver reps 5 ways pretty evenly. Chris Moore played a lot in that game. They're splitting their running back reps. They're splitting their tight end reps. It's like they're just going to find enough players as they go.
I think they're going to figure it out this week because, Wentz last week in his first NFL game, a perfect passer rating on any pass that was 10-plus yards through the air, and you saw it on 2 touchdown passes and play after play. This is a good setup for Joe Flacco.
I have a question for a guy who was honking last week, a guy by the name of Gary Barnidge. Was complaining in this very studio after the game about his last.
I got targeted twice with not 0 catches.
Well, maybe catch the ball.
Well, it's his fault. We pointed that out.
Drops for Gary.
Hey, man.
Early in the game, too.
Everybody raise your hand in this room if you're perfect. Raise your hand. That's what I thought. Oh, whatever, Greg. Whatever.
What accent was that?
Whatever. You don't understand what it's like to be guy Barnish, the pressure I face.
A lot of pressure being a
little
Cleveland
Jagger-esque
Browns
right
player
now.
on a team that's going to be on 1 p.m. for the rest of the time.
I never know where that accent's going to go. It went Mick Jagger there. I don't.
Did anyone watch the Ravens and think, I
Can we move on, by the way? Do we have to keep talking about
I didn't
this game?
realize how much I missed Joe Flacco. It's good to see Joe Flacco.
I didn't miss
out
Joe
there
Flacco.
doing
That's
Joe
your own
Flacco
personal feelings.
thing. Making some throws.